Hey guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and I love to talk about movies and TV shows way too much. With that being said, in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite animated movies of all time, and I would love to hear your guys' rankings in the comments down below. In 10th place, I have The Incredibles. It's a great movie because it tells the story of a family of superheroes that has superpowers, known as The Incredibles, and in the story, Mr. Incredible tries to stop lots of evil plans, and he has to get ready for a wedding because he's going to marry Mrs. Incredible, and years later they have two kids called Violet and Dash, but there is trouble and a villain wants to get revenge against Mr. Incredible because he was a young person who was a fan of him and he rejected him. And I think it's super cool, and my favorite thing in this movie is Samuel L. Jackson as Frozone. He was very good in the role. My favorite scene with him is when he is trying to get the super suit, and he's like, honey, where is my super suit? Where is my super suit? That is my favorite scene in the entire movie, so I rate it a 5 out of 10. In ninth place, I have Horton Hears a Who. While the movie is still definitely aimed at a younger audience, there is still plenty of enjoyable stuff in here for adults, whether it's the clever wordplay or visual guides or heartwarming moments that tug you emotionally. That being said, the movie does suffer from scene pacing issues and can feel a bit repetitive at times, so I rate it a 5.5 out of 10. In eighth place, I have Monsters Inc. This is a good movie, but I just feel like Mike was mistreated a lot throughout the entire movie by his long term friend and a random child. Sure, Mike was the immortal one between the two, but he was the most logical one as well. I also really enjoyed Sully and Boo's relationship, and I was not expecting Mr. Waternoose to turn on Mike and Sully by helping Randall at the end. So I rate it a solid 6 out of 10. In seventh place, I have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This movie is fast paced, yet it doesn't feel rushed or scrambled all over the place throughout the entire movie. It makes sure to keep both parents and kids entertained as the storyline progresses quickly and keeps you on your toes, and it sends a good message, so I rate it a 6.6 out of 10. In sixth place, I have Flushed Away. Although it is not the most perfect movie, this is a really enjoyable movie. It has an adventure with a flushed down drain of a city of London where other rats create home. Ronnie and Rita made a good pair. After all, he really did belong in the family of hers. I wonder where they will end up going in the future, and I hope they make a second one. So I rate it a 7 out of 10. In fifth place, I have Over the Hedge. This movie has some funny scenes, but it has scenes where some characters misbehave rudely. The character I do not like the most is Vern, the tourist, who is not trusting and isn't friendly to RJ, the raccoon. I am starting to think that DreamWorks Animation is a studio that makes movies with rebellious characters, and I don't like it. But I understand why some characters misbehave and for the reason. But I think it's still a nice movie despite how rude some characters are and misbehave. So I rate it a 7.5 out of 10. In fourth place, I have Shrek 2. The way the characters are fleshed out is simply super cool. Take Puss in Boots, for example, his character art, who goes from the enemy of Shrek and Donkey into helping Shrek and Donkey, not only finding what they thought they needed to be perfect, but once again, they help you rescue Fiona from Marion Prince Charming. The villain of the story is not only the greatest villain DreamWorks has ever made, but among the best villains of all time, the Fairy Godmother. And this story has simply divine writing and could not possibly spoil this movie. The character arc of Fiona's father in the story is also another good part about the movie, and it could not be passed up. So I rate it a 7.5 out of 10. In third place, I have Cars 2. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but I love Cars 2. It wasn't the most intelligent movie, and it had some flaws, but I thought it was a lot of fun and I had a blast watching it. The animation, like every Pixar movie, is amazing. The characters are realistic and personality wise. The action sequences are top notch, but Mater's narrative personality doesn't match. This is both a good thing and a bad thing in my opinion. It's good because he has a big heart and just wants to help, but it's a bad thing because he always screws up. That being said, I still feel like Mater is a relatively fantastic spy. So I rate it a 8.5 out of 10. In my runner-up spot, I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is a good origin movie for Miles Morales. I love everything about it. I like how Peter Parker died and then he met a new version of Peter Parker who is lazy and kind of fat and doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore. And I like how he shows the ropes for Miles. I also love Penny Parker and all the other Spider people, and the chemistry is awesome. And Spider-Man and Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy's relationship is the best thing about this movie. The soundtrack is probably my favorite soundtrack out of any Spider movie or even any movie in general. And I love everything about it. It is so good, which is why I rate it a 10 out of 10. But in first place, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is a great continuation after the events of the first movie. You actually feel for Gwen and her struggles, and yes, they feel for Miles when he is not accepted into the Spider Society. But other than that, it feels like Miles's movie and Gwen's movie simultaneously, which I think is super interesting. And I love Peter B. Parker in this movie, especially as a child. And Miguel was kind of scary in medicine, and who knows if he's lying about everything about Miles being an anomaly. But that's for another day until Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out. And speaking of Beyond the Spider-Verse, if they do the perfect send-off, this could be the best trilogy of all time, and which is why I rate it a 10 out of 10. And with that being said, guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my gaming channel and follow my TikTok. Link will be in the description for both of these things. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.